it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get...
Right when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty...
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here for part 3 of our Thursday Night Thunder. We got the ShaggyTV Pro Late Models out to play in the clay at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And right now, got one driver pulling out there on the racetrack for us, the 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. That's somebody anytime you get in a late model. Gotta watch out for this guy. He is quick. The driver of the 31 is at the top of the charts right now in warm-ups for a reason. Look for him to possibly sit there as we finish up qualifying, or as we roll into qualifying, excuse me. And you know the drill by now. Brandon Templeton, he's in the room, so he's the first car off pit road. And Scott Rayom tried. Oh, man. What happens? Brandon Templeton wins the race. Scott, good try. Closest we've seen to Barber, too. Closest we've seen to getting out first for that opening lap, but not going to be done. And let's hop up here to the booth, man. Let's check out this opening lap around the high banks of the Bristol Motor Speedway. You're a NASCAR fan, you know, normally not dirt here, but every now and then they'll throw a little dirt and say, let the big boys come out and play. And right now, Brandon Templeton, what does lap number 1 look like? It was purple, but he must have tapped that wall a little bit, because you see he's not at the top of the charts. It's the Barber clipping his way to the front, Matt Barber, but Trevor Gearix in the 075. Now the Ant-Man in the 32, Anthony Morano, and Michael Vitale sneaks his way up there into P2 as we see the Ant-Man pull up. Let's actually watch Michael Vitale roll around here. Can he get any quicker this time by? The answer is no. We got the 390 of Mike Brewer. Mike apologized for cutting me off in the car last time by. And you know what, Mike? Don't ever apologize to me when you're that much quicker than me and driving by. Like I told you in the race when I messaged you back, you know, God gave us 2 pedals for a reason. And when I see a quicker driver moving up on the inside and sliding up on the corner exit, that's what that other pedal's for. And if I'm going to sit up here and tell these drivers sometimes you got to back out to race another day, you know, I got to live by that same code. And it shows. You race like that, I think I was able to bring home 7th, maybe 8th, which in that field of drivers, I'm very happy with. So you just got to behave. You just got to respect all the guys around you. And just, you know, it's one of those, what goes around comes around. If you want other people to race you clean, you got to race them clean. As we take a look here at the starting grid for heat race number 1, row 4 to the outside, the 21 of Blackjack, John DeBias, to the inside, the 021 of Devin Emfinger. Row 3 to the outside, the 390 of Mike Brewer, to the inside, the 007 of Sam Bachman. Row 2 to the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, to the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row number 1 for heat race number 1, to the outside, the 16 of the Barber, Matt Barber, and to the inside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. All Canadian row number 1 now. Okay, we're just not gonna start the fight, you know, but just remember, they invert qualifying. America won qualifying. But I'm happy for you, Trevor. I am happy for you. And as always, you know, I'm even happier for the Barber. There on the outside, that Flow Racing number 16. I think no, we're not waiting on anyone. There we go. Everybody finally gridded. We're ready to roll here. Have to see if the pole winner, the 32 of Anthony Morano, can overcome the top 4 invert, or if the 75 of the Philly Flyer will be able to hold on here as we drive around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Should be doing the 2 pace laps, I think. But we'll find out here for sure. If the pace truck stays up high on the banking, it does. We'll roll through 1 and 2 here, and as we come down the backstretch next time, the final time, the 75T Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series 75. I already said 75T in the beginning. Blah. Stumbling over myself, but man, I'm digging that paint for the 75 here under the lights at Bristol Motor Speedway. Looking good. As you see, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. There's 8 laps to play in the clay at Bristol Motor Speedway. Heat race number 1 is underway. Trevor able to slide up, get that 75T wide early, get up in front of the 16, but now Randy Shreves sees some daylight down in the basement trying to find some grit as the Ant-Man makes it 3 wide and the Barber cuts it close with the outside wall. Matt trying to get a run here, get some of those spots back as you see the 56 blink a little bit. No harm, no foul right now, but man, come later in the feature. Oh, you see a tough shot for Blackjack. John DeBias goes around, but Randy Shreves leads the way there on the outside until the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, decides he wants to play around in the mud upstairs and rolling through 3 and 4. The 32 of Anthony Morano tries to chase down. The 75 is actually, well, I had a bit of a hiccup. This is 3 and 4. We come down the front stretch. We're halfway, 4 to play. Bachman in the 007 trying to cut his way under the Barber. What can he do here as we jump on the nose? He's got the line, hits the shine, though, coming off of 4. And the Barber pulls out in front of the 007 as the battle heats up for the lead. Trevor holding pace right now with 2 laps to play, but the 32 is getting a lot bigger in that rear view as we ride off the back of the Vertex Graphics 75. Rolling through 3 and 4, white flag in the air, 1 lap to go, and we got a battle for the lead. The inside. Able to slide up in front, going down the backstretch, final time through 3 and 4. And the 32 takes it on the final lap. He wins heat race number 1, followed by the 075, the 56, the 16, the 007, the 390. The 021 and the 21. We get ready to look here at heat race number 2. Final heat race of the evening here for your ShaggyTV Pro late models. Rounding out the field to the inside of row 4, the 31 of B-Temp Brandon Templeton. Row 3 to the outside, the 76 of Ryland Banks. To the inside, the 91 of Chad Lackey. Row 2 to the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 444 of Scott Rayoman. Starting on the pole, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds. My apologies there for just going quiet, but I just realized the window beside me has been open this entire time, and my neighbors probably want to shoot me, so I needed to close that window. And, you know, I mean, they have, and I wouldn't blame them either. You know, they've got a couple little kids, man, and a newborn. They've got 3 kids in total. So, you know, I'm not trying to disturb the peace over there, that's for sure. We're gonna behave ourselves. As we roll down the backstretch for the final time, the Full Throttle Motorsports teammates set to take the green flag. And we'll have to see who can bring it home as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. Oh, Dino, maybe a little contact there with the 213, couldn't tell, but Scott Rayoman not able to take advantage, and Chad Lackey with a little hiccup there in that 91. He's got to try to smooth it out and get it back together, but the battle's still on for the lead as Scott Rayoman tries to drive away, but Dino just inching ever so close here, side by side, going down the backstretch. Quarter of the way through, 6 laps to go this time, and you got the teammates racing just how they started. Dino on the inside, Scott on the outside. But right now, that top shelf proving to be where maybe you want to be here, as the 444 really got some power as we jump up into the blimp. You can see them pretty equally spread out, but there's a little bit of a hiccup there for the 444, and Scott Rayoman got to gather it back up here, able to do so. Dean, maybe not going to make him pay here just yet, but do we see a move? He takes a little look on the inside. Not able to get the run that he'd like, and the 79, little contact with his teammate. They're both around. Dino to the inside, the Brewerton Beast involved as well, and now the 31 of Brandon Templeton, who you saw none of his qualifying laps counted, had to start at the tail end. Welcome to the lead in heat race number 2 with 2 to play. Brandon Templeton got the dirt track bank 31 ripping, but the battle on now for P2. Ryland Banks trying to inside as the 213 looking to the bottom near white flag in the air. One more trip around. Brandon Templeton, if you had him picked for this, well, wow, who do you got for the feature? Take a look into that crystal ball one more time as Brandon Templeton takes heat race number 2, followed by Banks, Vitale, Lackey, Barker, Reynolds, and Rayone. Now we get, I'm in charge, I'm in charge. This is my show right now. I think, no disrespect, Jack, Jeff, Patrick, if, you would hear this and you hate me for it, just message me, tell me I'll never do it again. But, we'll see here. But I probably, in these smaller shows, won't run commercials. Okay, we're on the broadcast, so behave. But
and you came here?
Come on, you know why? What's going on, Scotty? Or how mad are you, Dina?
No, actually, I apologize, and he apologized, so it's all good, man. It's not like I got fenced by a car out there 3 times in one night, and then 1 time tonight. So it is what it is.
But Shaggy, if it wasn't for the net code, this car should have never snapped around.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you saw.
No,
Yeah,
and honestly, Scott, you were probably trying to straighten it out, and you probably didn't know that Dino was going to do it again. But I thought that second tap was going to straighten him out and keep him going there, because it looked like you had it lined up pretty good.
Honestly, I was just trying to keep the car straight, and I thought I came down. I did come down probably a little bit, and Dino came up at the same time, so it is what it is, man. It's not like these cars I'm not good at anyway, so I don't really care.
I know. I just had to come down, push your buttons a little bit. When we don't get
you're not going to push my buttons with these, man.
Cars, and I sponsor the broadcast. We're not running commercials. It's just too boring.
If you had came in after my 358 race, yeah, you might have got a different version of me.
well, before he comes out, I'll get out of here and let you guys have some
fun. Smart move. That's why you're the best.
Those are the FTM ladies, ladies and gentlemen. There were no ladies in there. They may have a lady on the team, but those are the FTM gentlemen. I promise. It's only a for fun shot at them. They know how much I like them and how much I appreciate all they've done for me. And they're a good group of guys. Lucky to have them around here, and we're lucky to have that 56 and Chad Lackey as well, because look at how well Shreves and Lackey are racing right now. Just trying to work together here, They may come across each other again in the feature. And just in case, you got to know how that guy runs. The 75 right now, he's running pretty good. He's the quickest car on the racetrack with a 15.98. See there, the white flag up. They had this set for 5 minutes by accident. I think was only supposed to be set for 3. We should get ready to go play here in our 30-lap main event here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, presented by ShaggyTV. Let's take a look at your Pro Late Model A-Main starting lineup. Rounding out the field in the 21, Blackjack John Tobias. Row 7 to the outside, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds. To the inside, the 021 of Devin Emfinger. Row 6 to the outside, the 444 of Scott Rayome. To the inside, the 390 of Mike Brewer. Row 5 to the outside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. To the inside, the 007 of Sam Bachman. Row number 4 to the outside, the 91 of Chad Lackey. To the inside, the Barber. Let's see how close he can cut his way to the front here in the 16, Matt Barber. Row 3 to the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. To the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 2 to the outside, the 76 of Ryland Banks to the inside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Row number 1 for your ShaggyTV Pro late models at the Bristol Motor Speedway. To the outside, the 31 of BTEP, Brandon Templeton. And starting on the pole, the 32 of the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. No call, it looks like so far here for... Or no, Randy Shreves is there. He must have blinked. That's why it's got him a lap down. A little awkward. That will change. You'll see he's starting in 5th. Should fix itself here when we get going, we hope. As the Steve King Foundation pace truck dives off. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We've got 30 laps to play in the clay at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Ant-Man looking good on the bottom, but all the heat is upstairs. Brandon Templeton takes the lead early here at the Bristol Motor Speedway as we complete lap number 1. And that's super important. If we'd have a caution right now, the 31 holds on. But wait, the 32, he's got that thing up to speed. He takes a peek on the bottom in 1 and 2. We've got a new leader, but I said it. If the caution flag flies, the 31's got the spot. The caution flag does fly, and Brandon Templeton goes back to the lead. Scott Rayome, and not a night to write home about here for the 444. Hopefully not. Oh, it was, but nothing they could do. They meet again. That was a shot for Scott Rayome. Holy crap. Somebody may want to go down there and check on him. Because I'll tell you, I don't know if the camera even survived here. Of course, I clicked the wrong buttons. Let's rewind. Wanted to go slow here. So you see there, it looks like he's going to make it. But then that second shot, Dino couldn't react in time. He hits that high point of the wall and just, you see it, it just grabs it in the fence, rips it up there, and he's got that thing so mangled. It just gets stuck up there in the top. I mean, looks like right there in front of that left front tire almost ripped the hole in the fence. They have to get the boys out and repair that thing. Scott Rayome wondering what he's got to do to survive around here in Tennessee. Brandon Templeton got that dirt track make 31. Up front, going to choose the outside here for the restart. Could be important here. Anthony, we saw he maybe prefers the bottom, so not too sure here how this is gonna work as we get ready to go back racing. But you see the Steve King Foundation pace truck dive off. That green flag is high, and boy, is she ready to fly. The 31 drops the hammer, and we're back underway at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Good jump there for Brandon Templeton. Shows maybe he knows a little more than I do. As Anthony Morano trying to lick the wounds here. Fall back in line as Gearix got that 75T rolling, but we're almost 4 wide. It looked like there for a second. Lots of room in the corners, but boy, do we funnel down, coming down to the straightaways. Everybody wants to ride that thing up top. Battle for the lead. Anthony Morano, slide job coming out of the corner. He takes the lead. Lap number 5. Brandon Templeton trying to hold firm there on the top, but right now the 75 making some gains down on the bottom as he's trying to mimic his friend there in the 32. Trying to do what Anthony Morano just did. Is big run there on the outside for BTEP as you see him fight back. Trevor thinking about trying to close the door, but and that would have been one where, you know, I mean, and now Brandon gets stuck in the wall here. Not good. Man, saw that happen to me a couple times in the big blocks, and man, that is going to affect the handling of that race car. Maybe a lot, but maybe not a lot, excuse me. But it is going to handle a little different. Maybe tighten up on that 31. And the 56 of Randy Shreves, he was able to get on by, move to that bottom step of the podium for the time being. Go back here, take a look at that 390 of Mike Brewer as he looks to the inside of the 91 of Chad Lackey. Ryland Banks is on the outside. Dino had to get on the brakes there as the 390 came up the racetrack. We've got a wreck, and man, oh man, Brandon Templeton, call an ambulance. It's the 213 of Michael Vitale. He gets involved in this one as well, and the 16 gets underneath the 31 there, Brandon Templeton. Man, I'm not too sure. I believe he had an issue last week with maybe his VR or steering wheel, or I don't. Maybe just didn't realize that Barber was going to get that run downstairs, and by the time he did, he had to compromise his corner entry. I could think maybe that threw him off, but man, that was pretty extreme, and that's a tough break there for the driver of the 31, Brandon Templeton. I don't know if he'll be able to get that thing back out there and get to racing again. Michael Vitale, too, just minding his own business. It's caught up in it on the high side, but sometimes that's the way it goes. See there, I've got all the lights loaded. That was tweaking with me. iRacing, obviously, they put the new graphics package out, but you notice some of the roofs were flashing on and off almost like light bulbs when they'd hit the different lights. It may do it again here in the corner. Yeah, okay. I don't really notice it at full speed, but boy, under caution. Come on, iRacing. The game looks so good until right there. But boy, that was I thought my computer was skipping frames or something. That was kind of freaking me out. But it's just in the corners. As we double back up here, we're going down the backstretch here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. The lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace truck, so we're going to get ready to go back racing this time. We'll see what the Ant-Man can do. You got your lead on lap number 2 of the last restart. Really quick on the bottom. Chooses the bottom. The green flag waves. We're back underway. Blackjack, 21 to play. Randy Shreves there getting a little frisky. He slides up in front of the Barber. That gives Ryland Banks involved and allows Dean Reynolds to sneak on up through that 79, up 8 spots here in the early stages. Good run for Dean Reynolds. Caution flag waves. Caution flag waves one more time here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. For the 16 of Matt Barber. We saw it kick off here, I believe. Yeah, a little shot there then, too, from Dino when he tried to come down. And Barber, broken right front, got to come to a stop. And hopefully he's able to get that thing back out here. Well, he's suffering what some drivers may suffer from. New tires. If you don't forget to turn your stuff off here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, you're going to get tires and gas. So I'm assuming he didn't click the fuel off either, and why I bring that up, you know, what's the big deal? You got plenty of gas. More weight. It's going to fill that thing up. It will slow him down. There's really nothing he's going to be able to do now. To get rid of that, you can't go in there and siphon fuel out, so Now, you're kind of cursed, and you've got to just run what you brung here. Sam Bachman, Trevor Giroux getting to know each other here under the slowdown laps as the light's still on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Oh, I see Megan out there rooting for Dino. Yeah, Dino on the move. You know, maybe Megan, if he can't get up to the podium, you may have to hang out at his house on race nights because, I mean, you know, last night it went so well for Dino, and every time you leave him alone to his own thoughts, he just can't drive the car the same. He needs his woman around. We roll down the backstretch for the final time. Lights are off on the pace truck. We get ready to go back and play here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Should have 19 laps to go. Lots of drivers still in the mix for this one. Plenty of time as the green flag is high. It flies. We're back underway. 19 to play. Battling all over the racetrack. You see there are 3 wide there in the back making a little contact. But battle for the lead. Trevor Giroux downstairs searching for some grip in that 75. Trevor slots up in front of the 007 who's got a lift. Shreves had to lift as well. Got stuck in the wall. Broken right front. We're going to get another caution here, I would assume, at the Bristol Motor Speedway. No, we're not. We're going to continue to race. No caution. Now we do get a caution. Now we do get a caution. But for something totally different here, Ryland Banks, unless that was the same incident. Maybe made contact with the 56th. Oh, he had gotten in the wall, broken right front, and then just kept it up in the outside. And he didn't get the caution there. It did a little different than the 56. Back. Oh my gosh. It was almost really bad there. And driver's able to keep it going. Okay, I just realized I have a new click button on the side of my mouse too as well. When I grabbed my mouse, the camera changed, and I was like, I did not click the button. And, you know, technology, man, it's way ahead of what I ever thought it could be, you know. I didn't need a gaming mouse, but it looked really cool, so I got it. And now it's full of surprises. We should have 16 laps to go when we go back racing. The lights are off. Drivers double up here. Almost halfway at the Bristol Motor Speedway. You see 4 of the top 6 Full Throttle Motorsports teammates. Can they all make it in the top 3, or can the Philly Flyers spoil the party here? They're off to the races. Good jump for Anthony Morano. And Sam Bachman trying to make the move as well, but can't get pulled on by. And slots back up in line. And, you know, he's got to hold off Dean Reynolds in the 91. Of Chad Lackey as Lackey looking downstairs. But now Mike Brewer, here he comes. He takes over P5 after starting 11. Pretty good run for the 390 as he looks low on his teammate in the 79, Mike Brewer. Can't get it to stick. Dino holds on to 4th for the moment. towards the front here. The Philly Flyer, what can he do? Can he get to Anthony Morano, or is it going to prove to be too much here? Oh, Sam Bachman in that outside wall. How does that affect the handling of the 007 as he lost a lot of time? Anthony Morano maintaining that 0.3 of a second gap. It's about a 0.6 of a second gap over Dino here that Sam's got holding on to that third and final podium spot. But man, oh man, Trevor Giroux inches closer and closer. Here we go. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Trevor Giroux, what can he do? He pulls to the door side by side. Give it to the Ant-Man at the line. But the Philly Flyer slide job through 1 and 2. Anthony back low in 3 and 4. Little slider party down here in Tennessee as the 75 pulls back to the inside. The 32 trying to hold him down. Trevor's got to lift up out of the throttle, but he's got the line here as he enters 3. Does he go one more time? He tries with the 32, plants himself on the top shelf, and man, oh man, these guys are going to beat down the wall here in Bristol. 7 laps to go this time by as the drivers come off of 4. What can Trevor Giroux do? He's running out of options in the 75. And most of all, out of time here. He just got to make it happen quick. If he wants to get it done, he doesn't have a bunch of laps to work on him because Sam Bachman take a peek. Remember, that was 1.1 about. But now Sam actually gets in the wall. There on the entrance of the corner, I guess, I'm assuming. Heard a little bit of a bang, loses 2 or 3 tenths, and now, Trevor, take everything I just said and throw it in the garbage. You do, you got time. You got 5 laps here. What can he do with it? Anthony Morano, 4 to go this time by. It's a 2-horse race if this thing stays green. But right now, we got a war raging back here for 5th as Barber tries to peek to the inside. But with 3 laps to go, we got to keep our eyes up here on this battle for the lead. Anything can happen. Trevor, right there. This is his chance. Slide job. With 2 to go this time by. Anthony has it at the line. And he's going to have the preferred line here on exit. Slider through 1 and 2. Gets the top. Trevor back down to the basement here through 3 and 4. Thinking about sliding up. Anthony stays there. They touch. Oh, I don't know who had it at the line. White flag in the air. We've got 1 set of corners left here. Final time through 3 and 4. Anthony slides up through the middle. Leaves the bottom open. Trevor tries to take a peek, but Anthony Morano holds on at the line. Trevor Giroux, P2. Anthony does it for America and keeps the trophy here in the States. The Canadian gonna have to try again next week, but what a battle there between him and the 075 with Sam Bachman rounding out the podium. My, oh my. Bunch of cautions there in the beginning, but boy, oh boy, when the lives got used up and they had to race hard, they did there at the end, and it was one hell of a finish. Congratulations to the drivers in the top 3. Huge shout out to Barber as well, bringing it up into the top 5. Lackey getting up into 5th. Not too sure. Let's actually take a look here before they get up here. Let's see what happened to Dino on the white flag. So they were battling behind Lackey. Little bit of contact there. Let's go into the aerial view. I think that's just, good, hard last lap racing. I mean, Chad saw the move. like it. Gets run down in a little low. Dino may not have known he was there, but he is definitely there. He's coming up the racetrack, and Dino's front end pays for it. Hard into the outside wall. Boy, oh boy, man. Pieces flying off that 79 as the checkered flag waves out front for this battle one more time. Look at it coming to the line here. Let's see it one more time. This was the run off of off of 4, excuse me. Trevor tries to get it to stick on the bottom, but just runs out of real estate. Anthony doing a good job of holding that middle lane. And boy, oh boy, what a finish there for those top two. As we'll see if we can get a word with one of our drivers here. Sam Bachman. Let's see here what the driver of the 007 has to say about this race. We had a lot of cautions early on, but Sam, it seemed like everybody settled down there, had a good long green flag run to close it out, and you're able to bring home P3, man. How are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good since I started 9th or whatever, and to be honest, Bristol's really not one of my favorite tracks. It's pretty bumpy here, and it's just weird to run, but felt like I was maybe a little faster on the top side of 1 and 2 than Anthony and Trevor, but I just a couple times I mistaked or whatever and hit the wall a little bit too much and lost a bunch of time, so it was hard to catch back up.
Yeah, you should have seen me in that big block race, man. It was easy to eat that outside wall. I did it a bunch there, but what do you think just makes it so tricky? Do you think because it's not a normal dirt track that, we just don't get that big cushion build up that we're used to, and sometimes you can just slip and find yourself right up there against the outside wall? What makes it so tricky?
Yeah, the banking or whatever makes it a little bit tricky, and then it just seems like the steering or whatever, the corners are just so big or whatever, it just seems like you're constantly steering and I'm kind of seesawing a little bit, I guess.
Well, Anthony, pretty good night for you all in all. I raced in the big blocks. You won that one, didn't you? Didn't you steal that one?
This is Sam.
Sam, yeah, that's what I said. I knew I said Sam. What did I call you?
Anthony.
Oh, my God. Anthony got second, but you won the big block, didn't you? I was looking at Anthony's name. That's why it must have been.
I think I did. Yeah, I did. I forgot
so
already.
much you forget. God dang. That was a problem for me, Sam. Oh, man, I ain't won in a long time. The next time I win, I'm going to remember it for a long time. But Sam, congratulations on another podium, dude. This is going to be a fun battle between you and your teammates. And, well, you got to throw Trevor in there. He's always going to give you guys your handful. But this is going to be fun to watch as we go throughout the year. Congratulations on a good P3, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Shaggy, for broadcasting, sponsoring the Pro Late models for us. FTM, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, and Expert Installation. That's it.
Hell of a run, Sam. Can't wait to talk to you again, man. Hopefully it's this Sunday.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Sam Brockman bringing home P3, and now we're going to bring up the man who had speed, but Trevor just couldn't find a way around, man. You were able to reel him in. You fought hard on the bottom, but just not enough real estate down there. No grip late at the end. Could we have done anything different here in the closing laps to try to bring this one home, or was the 32 just too good out front?
You know how it goes. It's tough to beat Anthony, but definitely had a really, really fast car. Yeah, I don't really know what more I could have done. Maybe maybe found that middle top there a little sooner, and I don't know. It's tough to pass here. You throw a slider in the pros here, it just kills the momentum so bad with the banking and yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it was a great race. Me and Anthony just had a photo finish at Knoxville like last season, like a couple weeks ago, and I was on the better side of it, and we have another one here, and he's on the good side of it. So back and a little bit of back and forth there. I'll take it. I mean, it was fun. Showed good speed. I love this track. Sometimes when I'm good at it. But yeah, you know the way it goes, Shaggy. It's we'll definitely take second here.
No, yeah, at the end of the day, man, you're racing smart. You're out here running for a championship, so we don't need incident points. And a couple times where, you could have got aggressive when he was, like, riding you down low there on corner entry and maybe could have thrown that slider. But, dude, you lived to race another day, and for that, you get to collect a P2. And, man, these are going to add up. Those wins are going to filter their way on in. But being on the podium constantly, that's what brings home the championship. Consistency, man. And you've been proving yourself worthy of that. So hopefully you can keep it up here as the season progresses. But congratulations on a good P2, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, first, just going back to what you were saying about consistency, it's funny you say that because a few seasons ago I won the 358 championship without a single win, but I had, a whole bunch of podiums, and so that's really what I look for is
Mark
just
Martin,
consistency.
baby. He was my favorite driver growing up as a kid, and that's what he would always do. You never saw Mark Martin win a lot, man. And
Nope.
I never won a
he was always there.
championship either, but he was always in the hunt, and you got to watch out for those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been at this iRacing stuff for a while, so you know what, I'm really just trying to make a name for myself, man. I want to, be known as a clean and respectful, fast driver, and working towards that every time we get out on the track, and even to be out here racing against guys like Anthony, who are obviously one of the faster guys in the league, is definitely good. It's a good feeling. Like I said, just want to make a name for myself in the entire in the league and in the iRacing community as a whole. And but other than that, you just gotta thank Vertex Graphics for the new wrap here today. He got to me today, so shout out to those guys. You, Shaggy, I love talking to you. It's I try and savor the moment, I guess you could say, because you never know when it's your last time I'll be talking to you. So shout out to you. I love having you in the booth and love having you as a friend. So shout out to you. Thank you. Dean Reynolds with the Super Dark Car Series, Lambton Diesel Specialist, RSM Trackside, everyone at C2C who puts the stuff on. Shout out to my good friends Anthony and Sam on their great runs as well. Looking forward to next week.
Hey, hell of a job, Trevor. Can't wait, man, to talk to you again. You're one of my favorites here, but I did have to slightly root on America tonight. You guys you kicked our A in soccer. You beat us in hockey. I mean, dude, we needed something. We needed the Bristol Motor Speedway. We needed it.
I'll give it to you.
All right. Good run, Trevor.
Thank you. See ya.
The Philly Flyer bringing home P2 and now doing it for the United States of America. We needed it most. Bringing it home at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Anthony, you had your hands full, but you were able to hold on, man. How much fun were those last couple laps, or were they stressful?
It was a lot of fun, but still stressful. I mean, Trevor made me work for that one, that's for sure. And I'd rather have it that way than winning by half a straightaway, though. I'd rather have to actually, put some work into it. And, I've been racing with Trevor for a long time, back to Rolling Thunder Racing League for, I don't know, probably 5-6 years ago. So we've been racing together a long, long time now. So it was just a lot of fun happening there. And, I kind of forced him a little bit there in the heat race on that last lap going into one, but I definitely don't want to start behind him and have to try to work my way around him if I can just keep my way, make him have to do the work in the feature instead of me having to do it. So forced my hand there early in the heat race, and it worked out.
Yeah, being able to start out front, that is half the battle. Most definitely, you know that as well as I do. But man, he was able to get around you, and you didn't put your head down. You kept in it, came right back with a slide job. Was there a better corner tonight? Like, it looked like, I think it was 1 and 2 maybe, where you were having a little more success on the slider in the bottom. Were the lines a little different?
Yeah, I think there was a little more grip on one end when you went to throw the slider, especially in 1 and 2. He was sliding me in 3 and 4, and I was like, and it was just like, it would cost him so much momentum, and I'd be able to just sling him back underneath him. I don't know if it was maybe how I was entering 3 and getting to run out, or I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, it worked. So Sam was telling me, I slid him in the other corner, but we'd already started our battle, so it was a little late to try to switch ends on what he was doing. So a few times he got me where I think we were a little closer than I wanted to be. Where I think coming down to the white flag, actually, I think we were door to door, or maybe might have been like 5 to go, something like that. But I just tried keeping him down in the slick, so he'd have to really pedal the car to keep it straight and slow his momentum up and be able to clear him out that way. So it worked out. It's a lot of fun. It's always good to have another FTM car up there on the podium with me too. So hats off to Sam. It was a lot of fun there running with Trevor like that.
Yeah, and now you say that, you said it early, but now you gotta wonder here, because it looked like you did have the best line for the slider. Maybe Sam was trying to get you to throw that slider in the other corner so he could keep reeling you guys in, because he was creeping in a little bit. So next time,
yeah, he said he was railing the top in 1 and 2, and he was gaining on us. I was like, oh, I mean, after last night, up at I-55 into 305 into 360, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Railing the top would work. So I don't know. The top at Bristol was just, especially in the modifieds, it was brutal up there. In the big blocks, you went anywhere, it was just brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. And I remember, man, before, we used to be able to go right up around the outside, get as close, especially in the late models, dude. It was slide or die. It was pretty much...
late model, you could do it. The modified, it was just like your whole car was a basketball. In the modifieds, it was horrible. You couldn't really couldn't move around too much, I think. But in the late model, those things, I never pushed, never really got loose, nothing. Car was just good everywhere I went, so...
Well, man, it shows. You're able to bring home a checkered flag here, and like I say, that was fun to watch. You and Trevor back and forth, man. He made you work for that, but you proved you had what it takes. You bring home another checkered flag. Congratulations, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
I think my wife Sherry and the boys at FTM, Super Dare Car, Swan Speed Shop, Hi Mom Lens, DJ Sims Shop, Vertex Graphics, Expert Installation, ShaggyTV. Again, appreciate Trevor running me clean there. He could have definitely laid a little fender on me there and moved me up a little bit and got around me, but raced me clean, so I appreciate that. Thanks to ShaggyTV for sponsoring and doing their broadcast here for the late models. We appreciate it. And of course, thanks to you for doing the broadcast.
Well, it's my pleasure. They're fun, man. That's why I was pleading with those guys in the big block race. Little insider with a couple laps to go when we were under caution. I was begging more people to show up, and we did have some cautions there in the beginning, but that last green flag run, you guys put on a good show, and it shows how much fun those can be. So I appreciate you guys doing that, Anthony, and letting me get excited here to close the night out.
Yeah, it was good. I think we had 14 cars, 15 cars, something like that. So it was pretty good turnout.
Yeah, almost double what we had last week. Yeah, we had 8.
So,
got to start somewhere.
Going upwards. That's what we're pushing for here.
There we go, man. Well, Anthony, congratulations, man. Hopefully I'm talking to you again soon, brother.
Thanks a lot, Shaggy.
The Ant-Man brings it home to close the night out here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Big win for him in the ShaggyTV Pro Late Models. And, well, if you've stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you for sticking around this long. And on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing Network, all the admins, all the guys keeping this thing still rolling, we appreciate you for tuning in. I'm Zach Chapman with ShaggyTV saying have a good night.